Connect streaming software to go live. Okay. I did that. Oh. We're live on Instagram. Ooh. Oh, that's going to be nice.
I'm trying to make the hard thing.
Did it take us off Instagram Live? Is the question. This is great podcasting entertainment for all the people. The 0 views we have right now. Is the question. This is great podcasting entertainment for all the people. The 0 views we have right now. Is the question. This is great podcasting entertainment for all the people. The 0 views we have right now. Now I'm gone. Now they're only viewing you. Good. Good fucking riddance, little Vin. I'm a sleepy human being.
I see that. I am too. But there's only one more day.
Is there? Because I work Saturdays. So
You're working on Christmas. Oh, it's not really
Eve
Christmas
to
Eve.
Eve? Yes.
I do not have to work Saturday this week.
I'm going to say 70% chance. Because if the overnight guy is there and there's only one truck left and he knows he's coming at like 6 o'clock, he's going to text me and be like, don't even come in.
Okay. But when would you find that out?
At 4:15 when I open my phone up.
Oh, that's annoying.
But like, I don't mind going in. I'm already at like 50 hours this week. I worked 12 hours today. So whatever. Bringing it back, man. Whatever. As if, whatever. Doesn't tell us. So if you are for some reason watching us on Instagram, we won't know that.
Yeah, it only has the Facebook watchers.
And YouTube, but also
Yeah.
So they can go on to Instagram and like watch our live. I think. On to Instagram and like watch our live.
Yeah, it's just us in here.
I think. I don't even think it's live anymore.
It was. I just watched it.
Yeah, but we're still there. But we can't see comments or anything like that. There is a way, but we'd have to leave it open. Basically, we'd have to have someone monitoring it for us. So, at least we get to be watched there. It's kind of similar to when we had Twitter on there. I feel like it'll be better than, Twitch or something.
Sure.
Maybe we'll use one of our personal Instagram pages where we have more viewers and followers and people who pay attention to us. How is Paris, Vincent? Have you spoken to the parental guidance?
The parental guidance. I haven't actually spoken to them. They both have just sent me kind of pictures and shit. Looks like they're having a great time. They're doing a whole European. I guess it's not a whole European thing, but they are doing Paris. I guess there'll be planes involved, but they're doing Paris. They're doing England, where Karen's relatives live.
Right.
Our relatives live, and we have more relatives in Ireland. So they're hitting all 3 of those spots.
When are they coming back?
Thursday.
That's not as long as it sounds like to hit those 3 spots.
I agree, but That's
like,
what they're doing.
You said 3 spots that are very spread out spots.
But it's like an hour flight. It's like going to DC, I think.
So weird. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
In
I
case
think
you
they're
didn't hear the
pretty.
news,
They're quick flights, so
we are live streaming on Instagram for the first time.
How about that?
We
Hello,
won't see
Instagram.
comments or anything like that. We haven't officially gone live yet. Like, we're live, but like
no, we're live, but we're live.
we haven't done the thing where we play the thing and the thing.
Called it.
We don't need to play the thing and the thing. No one cares about the thing and the thing.
But we always play the thing and the thing because it saves me a lot of time later when I hit it.
True, good
Because it's
point.
already
You're
in
not
there.
gonna keep this in. You don't want to hear about the flights and the Instagram and all that.
They're like Dennis Quaid in Europe. That's all I heard. They're Dennis Quaiding in Europe.
They might be Dennis Quaiding. They're
5 days.
Well, no, they left Sunday and they're coming back next. So they're gone this whole week. It's like 10 days.
Okay.
So it's enough to hit 3 countries, I think.
Melissa did London for about 10 days in the summer of like 99 with my grandmother. And they did like a train ride where they ended up spending a day in Paris and then came back to London.
Yeah, that's a very popular thing.
Right. And then Ireland, you just hop over. It's like over sea. They're pretty quick.
Just hop over the sea.
Yeah. Just like Super Mario. Just do
Do they have to like run away from shells and little green guys when they're doing it?
The way England's been going lately, they might.
All right, let's do the thing. Hold on, I don't know what my computer's doing right now. Update tonight. Don't update now. That'd be really bad. Be hilarious. Let's do the thing. Welcome, episode 379, Sndpodcast, first ever Instagram live stream. It's very similar to when we first started this, and it was like Twitter, where people can watch us there, but we won't see your comments or anything like that.
It looks like we can get them, but we have to link some shit up.
It sounds like a lot of linking and shit.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some linking to link.
Well, you can, but like I was saying to you earlier, it's like you got to go through Instagram to like see them.
I don't want to talk about Instagram.
It was how we were able to hear it before. Remember, I had it open. It's like the desktop version of Instagram will show you everything.
Anyway,
so let's have some fun this way. People can watch us there. Like I said, maybe we'll try a different account or something with more viewers later on. But for tonight, let's just have some fun. What's up, boys?
Christmas week. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, long
back
week.
at work, Danny?
Yeah, I'm back to work. It was as if I missed a week of work. So
everybody is healthy and okay.
Yep, we're all off IR, so we're good. We're
Wonderful.
good to go. Yep.
Like Aaron Rodgers off IR, like you're activated.
No,
you're not going to play for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, we're full steam ahead. We are getting 80 snaps on both sides of the ball. So
did you guys see what they did with the guy who they had to cut?
Yeah, practice
they
squad.
brought him back. He's going to get activated each week for the next 3 weeks and still play on the team. It's not
his wife is model.
That's where I was going with it. I'm just Danny.
I didn't pay attention to.
Look it up. It's fine.
It's like my other fantasy football chat was like, oh, this guy Rodgers is such a scumbag, and the blah 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 blah. And then someone saw the photo on Twitter. And we're like, oh, okay, who cares? He's fine.
That guy's fine. That guy's doing great.
Vin and I talk about that a lot about players. Like we've rathered players on our teams. Like
listen.
Ever since we met Chelsea Nimmo in Binghamton, it's been
that stupid thing from Moneyball where he's got an ugly girlfriend. I don't completely disagree with it.
Refresh my memory.
The line in the Moneyball is like he's got an ugly girlfriend means he has no confidence or something.
Yeah,
like that. And I don't 100% disagree with that.
No, if you're playing in the major leagues or the NFL or the NHL, you literally could get anybody you want. Ask Tariq Hill. Tariq Hill just got married. Doesn't
We don't.
matter.
I don't want to ask Tyreek Hill anything except
Right.
for fantasy football points. That's all they'll need from him.
It is funny though.
It's
like,
it's hilarious.
Oh, by the
Speaking of
way,
him, do you think him missing games takes him out of that MVP race? completely?
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
He'll still get votes, but
I
because
think
of what he
Sanders-
did,
Whoever wins
gonna
Sunday
win.
night's whoever's gonna win Monday night is gonna be the MVP.
You think?
Yeah, who else would it be?
it's Purdy versus Lamar.
And then if you want to
CMC?
put Christian, if CMC goes off,
Yeah, I would say CMC over Purdy personally, but whatever.
you know how it is. It's a QB.
And it is, yeah.
I said, we had this conversation at work, and like the conversation was basically 2,000 yards. You can't. There's just literally like the league's dumb if you don't give it to Tyreek to be the first receiver to hit 2,000.
Well, he's also the offensive player of the year, and you're no problem doing it as well. But I agree with you. I agree with you.
Also, granted they played the Jets, but where would the Dolphins be if you take out his, 16,000 yards right now?
Right.
Would they still be where they are right now?
I think so, because they have the solid running game, and Waddle's pretty good. I'm not taking it away from Hill. Obviously, that helps. They probably would lose a game or two, but they would still be where they would want to be, maybe a little closer into the division. Having to fight for the division because the division's a little tougher, but I don't know.
Do they play each other again?
Who?
Miami and Buffalo.
Final
week of the season.
Yeah, the final week. Because
Sunday Night Football, final week of the season. Got it.
Basically. But like we mentioned before, the Bills are going to be a very fun 7th seed. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch the Chiefs Bills and wild card weekend instead of having to wait 2 weeks to see it.
Yeah, that's going to be a bummer.
I was just looking at the MVP.
See it already. They're going to make it the Nickelodeon game.
And it's just since 2006, it's just quarterbacks and 2,000-yard Adrian Peterson.
Right.
So that's what he did.
Cooper. Oh no, Cooper. No wide receiver ever did. That's right.
Yeah, he was.
I was going to say Cup, and then I remembered he won the Super Bowl MVP. That's not.
I think Calvin Johnson had 2,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, Calvin was.
But
he was close.
He did not. He was like 90 yards short or something.
Oh,
like
okay.
That.
If he had the extra game, he would have gotten it.
Well, yeah. His career high was.
I thought he had it. Nope.
1,964.
Wow. Is that the record?
That is the record.
Okay.
And then Randy
Finished third in Offensive Player of the Year.
He had 5 touchdowns that season.
That's
Jesus.
criminal. That's criminal.
Christ.
He finished 4th in Offensive Player of the Year because that was the year Peterson had 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, knee injury.
He finished behind Peterson, Brady, and Peyton for Offensive Player of the Year.
Gotcha.
What are you gonna do?
But he was second in MVP. Oh no.
No.
Peyton was second in MVP voting.
Peyton only had 37 touchdowns.
That was the year Peyton. They didn't play the last game of the year, and they just got in the playoffs, right?
No.
Or was that the year before?
This is year 1 in Denver.
Oh yeah, year 1 in Denver was ridiculous.
Yes.
Right, they went off. Was that the that was the Baltimore year though, right?
Yeah, and then the
First
year
playoff
after
game, the Jacoby Jones.
Right.
Correct.
The defensive back decided not to, follow Jacoby Jones down the field.
Correct. And then the year after was the Seahawks.
Yeah, the year
and
after.
And the never-ending Joe Flacco.
Right.
Then the year after was the year they went off. Those 2 years.
Did you see he's getting if I forgot if it was FanDuel or ESPN, was like his MVP odds jumped from
Flacco
to plus 20,000 to minus 1,000 because of the way he's playing.
You mean comeback player of the year?
No, MVP. Betting on him to win MVP.
He can't win MVP.
It'll probably be.
Can we all agree though?
Comeback player of the year.
Can we all agree that they shouldn't just give DeMar Hamlin the comeback player of the year? Yeah, he came back from dying, but he's played 4 games all year. And he cost the team a game.
Yeah,
But
I mean, he did
he
die
died.
on the field. So
Die.
I think he's the one exception to the rule.
I think he gets it no matter what. I also
I don't think Flacco's played enough to give it to him.
think
To any
the
fact.
Bills
Right.
wish they could cut him.
I think the Bills.
I think if he didn't die, he wouldn't have even been on the team.
It's probably
Yeah, well-
true.
Well,
But
the Bills.
he died.
The Bills are probably waiting to cut him after the second he gets the league.
Get the comeback
minimum.
player of the year, make the speech, thank the Bills staff.
Well,
and then-
that and get the league minimum of insurance and everything else like that. He's 2 more years away from it. So
Oh, you think it's one of those things?
I could. Why not?
I agree. The
I could
Dodgers
also
have a
see
guy
the
like
league
that,
being
where
like, maybe we should take care of this guy quicker than other people because
Right, and he's such a good story there. Like we saw, whoever got hurt against the Giants, I don't remember who, but they did have his number on the ambulance.
That's right. I remember
Right.
when they were getting the ambulance on.
the Dodgers have a. You can't really do it in football, but the Dodgers have a guy that's like. They keep re-signing him and putting him on the
Right,
40 because he
Right,
has he's been battling depression or
Right.
something,
yeah. I
so he
remember
keeps
that.
his insurance.
But after a while, I mean,
yeah,
baseball.
practice squad guys get insurance, don't they?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how it all works.
yeah. But you have but I'm talking about after your career, you get vested. So I think
Right.
it's like after 4 years fully or some crazy something, he'll get
After your rookie contract, ideally.
right. So
So basically, you have to be in the league for 4 years to get a pension.
right,
Is basically what it comes down to.
I think so.
an X amount of playing time. I'm sure there's some sort of
Well, that's
I'm
probably
sure they'll
why he
take care.
plays 1 game a month to make sure he's keeping up with the
I'm
playing.
sure they will take care of him.
But then again, I'm sure when if he was like to retire, I think he'll find some cushy front office job of like,
He'll be the guy that the NFL sends out to all the children's hospitals every year to have those talks.
right,
or the youth leagues to be like,
the-
this is what you should do to take care of yourself. And
the team morale guy. You know what I
he'll
mean?
be the league ambassador to a bunch of things.
Right. He could
And
make
I'm
up a
sure-
job and he's fine.
Where did he go to school?
Pitt.
Okay, so I'm sure they'll figure something out too.
Pitt
I'm
would
sure.
take care of him because like Eric LeGrand is still working for Rutgers and all that other.
Doesn't he do the color
I'm
on
pretty
the radio
sure
with Carlin? He
Yeah, I'm
was
pretty
for a while.
Yeah, I know he has a coffee shop, so that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, Rutgers is like, yeah, we'll just take care of you. Which is great, man, because you see the stories of players and it's just like, yep, everything's run dry. Well,
Right.
this sucks.
No, I mean the Will Smith movie, Concussion. Like I can't even get through that first like half hour of the movie because it's just
Right. Well,
the guy going through it and then shooting himself in the head. I'm just like, nope, not doing this.
yep.
Not. I like the idea of the movie, but I'm not interested in watching the rest of this.
Yeah. Tell the truth. Need to tell the truth. So,
The accent too throws me off.
so another fun week. Steve's burping or farting, whichever is the case.
Steve's taking care of some business.
Any other sports talk? We want to talk about Yamamoto before we talk football?
Well, there's some.
One team is off the list, and that is
The Giants seem to be off the list. There is an unconfirmed, not reliable person report that the Yankees that he signed with the Yankees, but I don't.
I mean, unfortunately, we're the number 3 team, even though we have the most money.
It seems like that's the case right now.
Because unless his agent comes is like, dude, you got to take this money from the Mets. Apparently, the Phillies gave him an offer he couldn't refuse either. But it seems like if tradition is his thing, which everything circling around it is that case, how can you not go the Yankees or Dodgers, man? And then if the Dodgers are doing what they did with Ohtani, you can have Glasnow and him under your rotation for the next X amount of years, relatively cheap because you don't have to pay Ohtani. So I mean,
It's
insane.
true. The only the thing I guess I'm kind of holding out hope for is that the if they're really serious about it, the Mets should have the highest offer, and there is usually pressure on the Japanese players to take the most money because then their team gets the most money.
Right. Oh well,
Because
that's
of the,
true. I because of the posting. Yeah, good point. You know what? You're funny.
you know
You
what?
mentioned that. I didn't even realize that.
Now that I guess
But isn't there is like a set limit? Like, all right, this is what you're gonna have to pay to bring him over.
I think for him it's not going to matter now that I'm saying it because there's a thing. It's like a certain percentage of the first 50, a certain percentage of the next whatever,
Right.
and it like only goes up to a certain point. So I think no matter what he be past that point, so it might not matter. But there still is like I guess a respect thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it you originally you had to actually pay the team to first actually get him to
It used to be you had to give them 50 million or whatever. Like you had to
you had to be
bid,
the team that gave them the most money to let him negotiate with
and
you.
then you were selected, and then it was like a sole thing. So
He
like the Red
they
Sox, I
owned it
think,
was like a rights thing. They got the
yes,
rights
the
to
Red
your
Sox won the bidding to bid for to negotiate
rights
with
guy.
Daisuke.
Right
Now
after
it's
they gave whatever team he came from a certain amount.
correct. Now it's a percentage of a certain amount that we were just talking about, but I think that is capped. Like the percentages only go up to like 150 or something. So everybody's offer is going to be above that. So I don't know if it matters to them how much money he makes. They're getting the max anyway, I think. Listen, if they offer the most money, there's not much else that they can do. They've
Right.
done everything they could do meeting wise. If they do everything they can do money wise,
Due to Japan. This.
yeah, I don't know what else you could do.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate because we've
He
basically.
wants
him
to
the
go. He
shark.
wants to go.
Be like,
What's
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
here's a shark. We're gonna have you come on the field via shark.
Yeah. It's just frustrating. 'Cause we put all our eggs into this one basket, and not getting him.
The worst part about it is, as Met fans, it's like, all right, can you just disappoint us already?
Yeah, no, that's the feeling.
Just
Like
bother,
this,
just piss me off already.
this off season for a team that has the richest owner and the quote unquote rebuild, we had 101 wins 2 years ago. Like,
The other half of it is also like a couple years ago. It was okay. This type of move made Steve Cohen mad, and then it turned
right,
into
right,
all right. We're getting everybody else.
right,
There isn't another person that we're not getting now. That this guy just screwed me over.
right.
So now the key is, does he go on that route? And you start seeing, all right, I don't care what it costs me prospect wise, trade for every top guy on every team.
Well, we say that and like it didn't work.
But see, but you
But
got to
again, the
give it
guy
more
I'm
than
trading
1
for is a guy
year.
like Burns from, or Keith, or what's his name from the White Sox.
Cease.
Like make the trade for one of those guys type of move.
I think the
Don't-
plan, if they don't get for where everything I've seen, the
Would be
plan.
now.
No, I don't. I really don't want them to get Snell.
No, I
really
know, but I'm just saying that seems to be the next.
No, I think the plan would be hodgepodge, and next year, there are more guys available. Obviously, Burns, we've talked about, is an official
Right.
free agent next year. Wheeler's a free agent next year. There are two other guys, I think, that are free agents.
What a life we would be in.
I know if
bring
bring
him
back
over.
Wheeler.
it honestly sucks that we have to wait another year for this bullshit.
I listen. I agree. It sucks that this is the position that they are in, but this is
You
just
only
the
even
reality.
blame those themselves.
So if you want to look towards next year,
No, but I don't. I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
you got
I
Max's contract's going to end, but you probably won't see him.
Yeah.
At
They
that
made
point,
a plan to compete through this season,
but not go all in.
No, they were like if they were competitive, last season, they would have kept Max and JV, obviously. And they
Right.
would be on the team this year. That was the plan.
Of
But
course.
it didn't.
And if they made the playoffs, there would have been a bigger push for Otani. If they weren't saying 2 years from now, you may be making a bigger push. You may be making a bigger push for Otani.
I'm not
and
saying the trade deadline was a bad idea, because obviously it was a good idea at the time we were
Right.
playing it. But just for the fact of like holding our ground, it's like, all right, we should still be in the contention of doing certain things and being a team that, okay, we won 101 games 2 years ago. Yeah, last year due to injuries and underperforming, we're gonna be bouncing back and we're gonna be making competitive moves for us to be winning the division. I know we're the third team in the division, obviously, but we can do it
They
if
will
we make
be.
the right.
I think they'll be in the wild card hunt regardless this season.
Let's
so
hope
next
so.
season, Vin was talking about includes Max. Chris Sale will be a free agent
That doesn't count.
because it's a club option, so you could walk him out. But Wheeler, Corbin, Robbie Ray has an opt out. Troy Morton's past his age. Waka will be around next summer.
Okay, so it's really just Burns and Wheeler.
Did Jack Flaherty sign long term or
No, he's got to one, but he stinks.
okay? Kyle Hendricks will be a free agent. A couple guys we already have will be free agents.
There's another Japanese guy coming over next
More
year.
Japanese players coming here. The interesting one, of course, is the Garrett Cole has a player opt out at the end of the year.
That'll
He wins
be
another
him.
Cy Young. He's
Well, that's
opting
gonna
out.
be him hopping.
It'll be
out
like when
unless he gets
CC
hurt.
opted out and said, "Hey, I'm opting out. You just give me more money. I'm not going anywhere."
Right. But
That's all that's
as
gonna be.
long as he's healthy, yeah, that's definitely going to be the case.
Especially like Vince said, he wins another Cy Young. He walks into the Steinbrenner's office and goes, "I would like my blank check now."
Right.
I don't know. This wasn't the off season to spend all the money. The guys are like bat wise, the guy is just not there outside of Otani, which he
Right.
was never coming to New York.
Of
So
course.
they're all in on the pitcher that's there. I don't really want Blake Snell. I don't really want Cody Bellinger.
So if you want to go bat wise next season, by the way, and of course this is initial a year in advance. Who knows what's going to happen? Type of stuff for next year. You got Goldschmidt, who you're probably not going to look at to be a Met. He'll be 38, and also the plan hopefully is Pete signed long term at that point.
Yeah.
So Goldschmidt, if you're looking DH style, you may ask Goldschmidt what his thoughts are on it. If you're thinking that way, wouldn't it be the worst thing to pay him, $5 million DH?
It would be.
Would be, but it wouldn't. Depending on how you feel about Mauricio's knee, Altuve is a free agent.
He's not leaving. He's not leaving.
Speaking of Houston and free agents next summer is Alex Berkman. The $17 million club option for Rizzo, so he'll be a free agent.
Juan Soto,
Conforto, Josh Bell is on this list. Ozuna is on this list.
I don't know what list you're looking at, but Juan Soto should be on the list.
He should be number 1 on the list.
I don't see why he is not on this list, though.
Because he doesn't have a salary right now.
He's still got to get paid. So technically, he's not even.
He needs to go through arbitration, so nobody knows what his salary is going to be at the moment, I don't think. So those lists usually rank people by this season's salary, and he doesn't have one right now. So
Right.
if you scroll down to
Juan
he's
not
a free
available.
agent,
Sam
Max Fried,
Glaber.
Pete Alonso, Christian Walker.
I was looking at Sports Track.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
what I'm
were
looking at.
just
Walker Buehler is a free agent. Like, there's a lot of guys.
I don't know what this means.
I don't know why you're even giving it a.
I thought it was a friend.
So, like I said, I think. I mean, I don't like really what they've done with the bullpen. That's really the biggest thing.
Grayson Crawford has announced that he is the AAA Syracuse Mets pitching coach this season.
Cool.
Okay, don't suck.
Sorry that there's nobody there for you.
Yeah.
You'll get what's his name soon eventually, right? What the hell is the pitcher's name that went to Binghamton last year? Man, who am I thinking of? Vassal.
Yeah,
Vassal will be there. Tidewell. That's who I was thinking of. Tidewell.
They have a couple guys.
Well, Vassal's the guy that was there already. Tidewell's the guy who went from Brooklyn. We have a guy named Jarvis. Justin Jarvis. So that's pretty exciting. Again, like we've talked about the last couple of years, the biggest problem with the Mets is there's no depth to their pitching. And even if they sign him, even if they sign the guy out of Japan, okay, again.
Well, the guys you're mentioning are all depth. They're mostly projected to be middle-ish rotation guys. Vassal's got some upside, from what I understand, but it's a lot of mid-rotation. There's not a lot of top of the rotation upside in the minors.
and then
that they have.
pray that Sevy stays healthy, which is.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of hope. Again, Danny's not wrong that it's disappointing that we've gone from 100 wins to we're resigned to the fact they're not competing this season. That is disappointing, but I also don't think it's a horrible plan.
Yeah, but it could also be one of those disappointing where, you have Beatty starting the season, but then a couple of these other kids that they just traded for, do they get called up in June and start playing well, and then you start seeing like, okay, we got something going, we're playing well. Maybe we'll get some.
Our offense should be fine enough for us to be in the race of the thick and thin of the race.
I don't know why we're just getting rid of Brett Beatty so fucking soon.
Yeah, everybody couldn't. Everybody was all over him last year. Like, give the guy a chance. I don't know.
He has like 400 at bats. Give him a break. Sorry, Danny. I didn't mean to drop.
No, I actually agree with you.
No,
on
I never said anything about
like Brandon Tierney. Like he couldn't not talk about him. Oh, I love his swing. And then today I saw him basically saying, "Oh yeah, well, basically get rid of him."
Yeah,
well, I didn't hear the whole sting. It was on Twitter, and it was just like, okay.
Fuck Brandon Tierney.
Well, if you're getting a right trade, I mean,
for the right trade, but it seemed like he was done with him after the fact of him.
I'm definitely not done with him.
But even the organization was like, it seemed pretty obvious Mauricio was taking his spot.
It seemed like it.
And then, so why? What do we? I mean, unless he was going to play left field, because they don't really have a left fielder right now.
Right.
That's possible, I guess.
And again, I just named the only reason why he should not, like, if Beatty's your third baseman all year and he doesn't play well, then I'm all in on Bergman, and it's not,
I don't really love Blake Bergman, to be honest. He hasn't been the same since the juice balls and since the cheating.
Well, nobody's been the same since the juice balls, so
that's for sure. That's one thing. Like when you look at people's numbers,
the cheating all you want, but the juice balls literally killed a lot of players.
Yeah, if you look at somebody who had a lot of like their career high in home runs is 2019, it's like it doesn't really count.
Right.
Oh, so you're not counting Pete Alonso's?
Pete Alonso's never going to hit 50 home runs again. I'm pretty sure of that.
And that's fine. I'm still going to pay him $300 million to hit 45 home runs every year and drive in 110 guys.
Yeah, it's fine.
30
I don't think he's going to hit 50 again.
That's the other. Whoever wrote that list was crazy as well. That was just trying to get a rise out of everybody as well.
The power hitter list that had JD Martinez on it, who had 16 home runs 2 years ago.
So apparently we're looking at as an option.
Listen, he's a fine DH. I don't think he's a power hitter that much.
We're looking into him again.
We're looking into. It seems like they're looking
into Dustin Turner.
Yeah, they're looking into fill that DH spot with one of those guys. It looks.
Danny, can I tell you what Vincent told me on Friday night at the hockey game? Okay. How excited he would be for Justin Turner and how great he is since he left the Mets. and I had to look him in the eyes and explain to him how bad he's going to be when he comes
Oh
back.
yeah, and you know me, I love Justin Turner. We all know what's gonna happen the second he comes here.
Justin Turner has for the Dodgers 296, 685,
I'm
this is
865.
the
I'm,
exact
I'm,
reason
I'm,
Otani was like, I'd rather be in LA than New York. To play for the
I'm
Mets.
aware. I'm aware.
He just did nothing but hit since he left.
Yeah, exactly. He was great when he left the New York Mets. So guess what happens when he comes back to the New York Mets?
Oh,
There are
Stafford.
plenty of people who leave and don't do well. Michael Conforto stunk last year.
Did he though?
Yeah.
He wasn't great, but he was basically what he was a couple of years ago.
No, he wasn't. It's another juice ball guy.
Oh yeah.
JD Davis was
Juice
not
ball.
really all
No.
that great.
JD Davis was definitely a juice ball guy.
Wilson Ramos, that guy,
That guy was not
fell off the face of the earth.
Before he came to the Mets. He was not a juice. He was
Correct. There are plenty of people who the Mets get rid of and they do nothing.
Puka Nakua, whoever has Puka in your fantasy league and in the playoffs still is doing a happy dance.
Puka Nakua is
Finn,
on the
remember at the draft we're like, who the hell is that guy? And we're like, whatever.
You remember.
I
He
put him on my bench.
is part of the all-white team, according to Will Compton. Did you see this?
Oh,
He
it's
is. I'm very
hilarious.
excited for that.
It was very funny. It was funny he
Well,
got
it wasn't his idea.
No,
No,
Rashard
he was just
Mendenhall was
going on the idea.
Yeah,
legitimately
he
mad
had
about
a
it.
crazy CTE and that it ran.
I mean, if
Sean
okay,
Mendenhall, right?
I'm just
was
gonna
the
say
guy's
it for
name?
2 seconds. The black team, all black team would win.
Oh
They don't
yeah.
have they don't have a
Duh.
kicker. They could get Marquette King to come back and punt, but they don't have a kicker.
Fun fact: the last white starting cornerback in the NFL was Jason Seward.
I know, but if we're being realistic about this game, we have to play 4 safeties and play like a cover 2 shell kind of thing.
What he said is they would have to play a 4-4 defense
And they would literally, and the other team would
bracket.
literally put 11 guys in the box because the only guy on the white team would be Christian McCaffrey.
Not
Well,
true.
yeah, we have Cooper Cup too.
We have Cooper Cup. We have
No,
Thielen.
we go like 13 personnel. It'd be like
we're gonna have
Kelsey,
4.
Kittle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laporta,
and then
Hopkinson.
Cooper by himself, and McCaffrey, and we're rolling. Burrow's rocking the quarterback, and we're going.
I don't know.
Okay, sure.
You may have to go Wildcat on this and just let McCaffrey run the show.
But then again, we're not.
But our edge rushers are out of control, so that would be
Max
fun.
Crosby on one end.
People joke that since he's able to say the N-word, that he's actually on the black team. So that's debatable.
But I think just Tyreek Hill would beat.
Oh yeah, well yeah, wide receiver
wise circles.
We'd be screwed, yeah. And Mahomes would be back with him. A quarterback would be screwed.
But why do they get Patrick Mahomes?
Because of his dad.
In fairness,
no, thanks, Finn. I got that joke. Like, we should have a draft, like the Milano draft.
The we're not sure draft.
Yeah, we have a draft of all the then we have to find that mixed cornerbacks. We're gonna have to have at least 2 or there.
Did you see what he wrote? He wrote about Kyle Hamilton. He said he's mixed, but he went to Notre Dame, so I'm taking him. He's on the white team.
He's also Korean too, so it's a funny joke. I'm glad people are taking a joke for what it's worth. I know what Mendenhall said wasn't a joke, but
correct.
It's lighthearted.
Although
I think nobody watches the Pro Bowl anyway, so it's not like
right. No, it's not like
no one's gonna know.
Like people joked it was obviously Delaney Walker with what's his face? Oh well, Compton. So they were talking and Delaney was like, "Listen, there's gonna be they would have 7 black teams versus our 1 white team." And the 7th team, it would be just as good as our one team. So
yeah, you'd have to go for 2 every time, and you can't kick field goals,
which is fine. Well, you just have the Steelers punter kick field goals. We saw it with Scottish Hammer the other day.
Okay, or Marquette
Jamie Gillen nailing 40-yarders. He almost couldn't do anything else the rest of the game after it, but
right. So, Want to do
Whatever.
picks?
Cade York
see.
this week, baby.
Yeah,
Cade York.
that was the weirdest roster move the whole entire season. We signed him to be on the team,
And then we
and then
squad another guy.
And then we practice squad Bullock, and then we brought Bullock up for 3 straight weeks, and then we put York, cut him to go to practice squad. That was weird. That was very weird.
Nothing like using a kicker on the practice squad team. Scout team kickers. Right? Isn't that basically what their job is as the practice squad? Is basically just, hey, watch film on who we're facing and pretend you're them.
Yeah, basically.
What does the kicker do?
He's just.
I guess he could be the pretend to be the quarterback because you're not really hitting him anyway.
Well, if he's athletic enough, yeah.
Considering that was DeVito's job, and
they had Barkley and they had that other guy. So.
Oh, I forgot about it.
So.
Adam Schefter.
Let's get
Matthew Stafford, fantasy gold.
Liquid gold.
I'm gonna put it on record. Completely forgot to make my pick today.
I got it in.
I got it in.
Started the show.
Ayo. I was so busy today. So I was going to take the Rams no matter what.
I did the Rams.
Just so we're clear. I'm running the train.
Oh yeah.
I'm running it.
What does that mean?
I'm all in on the Bengals.
Really?
Even with Lamar, Chase not playing.
Have you watched the Steelers play recently?
No, I agree. I meant this week. I agree with this week.
Oh, 100% this week. I don't like that. Yeah, long term, I don't think.
They haven't announced anything long term, so I'm kind of hopeful.
I mean, Burrow's is certainly out.
They've been running the ball a lot also in Mixon, so it's not like they've been just relying on Jamar.
I'm sorry. When you have a chance to win and you do the tush push with your slot wide receiver twice in a row, if I'm Minnesota, if I was a Vikings fan, I would be sick to my stomach. Just absolutely sick.
There's slowly Yamamoto news trickling in.
Yeah?
It's basically down like we've always known it's going to be the Dodgers, the Yankees, or the Mets. It seems like everybody has made offers and that they're big. That's where we're at.
It seems to be he's down to the 3 teams.
It seems like it, yes.
But they're still saying like Philly could still be an outside shot.
Yeah.
I have a good football question for you guys.
Sure.
Right now, Coach of the Year, Houston or Cleveland?
Cleveland.
They won with 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And their defense has been really good.
Those words alone of their defense being good is why I look at Houston as a better possibility because their defense hasn't been as good.
Pretty good.
And really, you're doing it. Your entire offense ran around Stroud and Dell for 14 weeks. So basically 2 rookies. It'll be interesting. I think the 2 of them are going to be the top 2 guys, though.
Right.
And maybe an outside chance of the guy in Indianapolis this year.
Yeah, he should be considered as well.
Nobody from the NFC South should ever be considered. All right, Bills by 4 dozen.
Oh yeah.
No Bosa, no Allen. Shout out to him for not wanting to play in the fantasy playoffs. He always misses like a month a year, and it's usually like October. But this year he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do it at the end."
Well, do you blame him?
I'm
going Colts.
Yeah, I took the Bills and the Colts.
Yep.
No idea who's playing quarterback for the Titans this week, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks So it looks like they're getting Gino
Yeah,
back.
they looked amazing. This is a trap. I'm going Vikings.
Carroll has never lost to the Eagles,
I didn't find that out till later.
which is crazy to think, but like still,
I mean, it makes sense. They've been pretty good the entire
and
time.
also, I'm starting to question the Eagles coach. Like, how do you go out and say at the end of the game, yeah, we ran that play at the end that they picked us off, trying to get better field position with the refs throwing a flag?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that was your game plan, was to get a flag throw.
The Eagles really for this season and last season, they've always been like, oh, they don't really look impressive. And then, they almost won the Super Bowl. So
I think they're going to wake up. They've won enough tough games this year.
Is Jalen that hurt, though?
Looking like it.
He might be.
I wonder how much of that tush push is actually taking a toll on him, getting into that pile all the time.
It doesn't help because they do it 5 or 6 times a game.
Yeah.
Right. Is what makes you think.
But then again, he's on top of the pile, so it's
not
just
really
like,
doing like.
and his,
Yeah, but
and
it's
his
hit the
teammate
point
is
where you got linebackers and cornerbacks jumping in on top of him.
You do have your tight end covering him up, like protecting him, kind of.
I don't know.
It
I don't really know.
It can't help, I'm sure, but
right. I'm sure it's not comfortable. But he's surrounded by his own guys who are kind of clearing the pile.
Right. I'm going Vikings, but Lions pull out a win.
What?
So Vikings cover, but Lions win by like 1, is what Danny's saying.
I'm taking that's to me.
I'm taking the Lions. That's a low cover. It's a low number.
A low number for the Lions and the Vikings with no quarterback.
I mean, the Vikings aren't good on the road.
The Lions aren't good on the road.
He's right. The Lions aren't good on the road. Now that you're saying that, I'm still taking the Lions. I don't care.
No, I know. I'm just going Vikings.
Anybody want to explain why either of these teams are?
Well, Washington is just Washington's.
Yeah, but this has got one of those like.
Who's playing for Washington? Quarterback.
Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
It's not Howell got benched. Is he back?
Was he?
Let me text Rio. Hold on.
Washington Redskins.
He got benched for who did he get benched?
Come on, Ben.
It's your boy.
Jacoby Brissett.
According to their website and their depth chart on the website, Howell is still the number 1 quarterback.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett came in, won 8 for 10, threw 2 touchdowns for 124 yards. It's possible he gets a start.
I mean, Rivera's job is over anyway, so in my opinion.
Right.
Because now you're going into that first offseason as a new owner, basically. Last year was his take over the team offseason. Now he goes into all right, now this is my team. This is my franchise now. Now I'm going to start running stuff. I'm going to take the Jets at home and pray that it happens.
I'm taking the Commanders. I like both their quarterbacks better than Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson is still in concussion protocol, so.
Then I like them much better than Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle wasn't Tim Boyle cut?
Trevor Siemian. I don't care who it is. One-legged Aaron Rodgers. I like both of them better than him too.
Does Vin help the Bears get the first overall pick? Lock up the first overall pick. Or does Vin fall on the ground and let the Panthers win?
Here's the thing.
It would be so Packers to have the Panthers win this week and to screw the Bears over.
Statistically, if they win out, the Packers, there's like a 95% chance they make the playoffs. That win out would be Panthers, Vikings, Bears. Very doable. Does it matter? Not really. I I think the goal of this season is to have a new defensive coordinator going into next season. I think we've accomplished that already. They lost to Baker Mayfield and Tommy DeVito, who everybody else didn't lose to. So I think that ship has sailed. So we can beat the Panthers barely, but we'll beat them.
So you're not covering this week, is what you're saying?
No, I might take the Panthers, honestly. The way
I'm
things have
shocked
gone
you're not
lately.
flying down for $5 to go inside the building for
Let me
$4.
see how much these tickets are right now, because they were like 50 cents the other day.
In fairness, the weather was terrible in
I
Carolina.
know, but we
so-
travel well, so I feel like the tickets will be gobbled up. Let's see what StubHub has to say. Packers.
I'll get the weather report. The projected weather for this game is 52 degrees and sunny.
Okay, so the cheapest ticket is $34.
Done. Like, it'll cost you, if you fly Southwest, it'll cost you like $50 to get there.
The best view. Okay, so there's like $600 tickets, $1,000 tickets.
Yeah, but you could buy that $30 ticket and just move to one of those better views eventually.
Yeah.
So this week, television-wise, we have Jets, Reds, Commanders at 1, but we also have Lions, Vikings at 1 on Channel 5. Dolphins, Cowboys on Channel 5 at 4:25. Nothing on 2.
And then the
No
Giants
Sunday Night Football.
are on Christmas, and that's it.
There's multiple Christmas games.
2. Sorry.
There's only 2? I thought there was more.
You're right. There's 3. Same as Thanksgiving. 1
Giants,
for
Eagles.
Giants, Eagles, Raiders, Chiefs is the 1 o'clock, and then the
That's
Niners,
so entertaining.
Panther is the
The night.
8:15.
You're gonna cover this week. You're gonna help the Bears out for a change.
I agree. I mean,
Danny's
but
on mute. I don't know. I keep seeing his mouth move, but I just thought he should have his on.
Sure, I'm sorry.
that's okay. I do it
Pulling a
more.
VIN.
Yeah, you pulled the VIN. It's okay.
Did you not hear we're going to Carolina, Danny?
No, I did. I
It's gonna
was
cost us
talking. I was talking to
$12.
you like I was having the conversation.
It'll cost
You wanna
us
come?
like $22 to get there.
I'm a little I'm a little occupied.
Has Johnny been to a game yet?
No. He has
All right,
not
so
been
his first
to
game is Packers Panthers in Carolina.
a single sporting event yet.
What are we saving it for something?
No, it's just more of an attention span thing.
Oh, I understand, but when the time comes, is there something you want to do? Would you rather it be a football game?
I think I really don't care. I think
Okay.
it's more of a let's see how he handles a Cyclone game, because we can go to a baseball game, and if we were to leave early, we leave early.
Right. I think that's the way. Obviously, the way.
And
To
a football
The
game,
other good thing about it is if he's like not into the game or whatever, you got the
Right.
amusement, you got the
Right.
games. You could take him and go
Right.
play
And
games.
you
Right.
fully you got to
Like
get
this.
there at fucking 8:00 in the morning.
well,
It's
not only that, it's just an all day thing.
Yeah.
He's not football is an acquired taste when you're that young, and it's just not
Right.
fun to be at.
Well, the recommendation is always the preseason game, so you don't have to.
No,
get there early.
I know that obviously, but
Yeah, stick with the Cyclones. That's a good idea.
yeah, Cyclones or Ducks, one of the two.
Yeah, Ducks. Ducks is probably better.
Ducks was Braden's first baseball game. He's great. At
Like
hockey
it's
games.
impressive that Braden goes to a hockey game.
He
Yeah, he's
sits
pretty good at them,
there
too, to
and
be
is
honest.
focused. Like
Yeah, he's pretty good.
No, that's what I'm
He
saying.
wears the
It's pretty
headphones
impressive.
though, which is
he
the way to do
he
it too.
he has them with him in case he need. In case
The only
he gets
times I've
scared.
seen him, he was wearing them.
He'll put them on, but then eventually he kind of like glides them off his ears. Like last year, he always wore them on. He had them on the whole time.
Well,
This
the
year,
drum
a
doesn't.
couple times he went, he kind of just
Like
glided them off.
I think if we went to an Islander game with my dad, he would have a lot of fun.
Sure. Islanders have mascots you can see and shit like that too. Little.
Right.
And it's not like it's a long travel. It's
that's the biggest part. And then Sparky, he knows who Sparky is because I got him a stuffed animal last year.
Nice.
Oh.
Was it the small one or the $50 giant one?
The small one.
Yeah, I got Noah the small one too.
Brayden has the.
You know they don't have a
Sparky?
Mr. Met one. Those
They
bastards.
don't have a small Mr. Met doll?
Yeah, I can't find one. I haven't been
Really?
able to find one. Yeah, never.
They gotta have one.
Probably
It's
at the team
somewhere.
store. Maybe at the team
No, they
store.
didn't.
You want a
I
Hello
looked
Kitty?
2 years ago.
Right, Steven?
What? Hello
Hello
Kitty.
Kitty?
They had Hello
Yeah.
Kitty.
Hello Kitty, yeah.
Hello Kitty single-handedly won a game in April for us.
It did, yeah. It won a lot of games. There was rallies in that Hello Kitty stuffed animal.
Oh, I didn't even realize they were actually playing each other when I asked you that, Coach. Your question.
There you go. You're fucking
There's the
Savant.
game that
we
makes
don't know if Stroud is playing yet.
not out
as,
of
as
protocol
of
yet.
today.
So
He was not out of protocol.
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow morning.
I'm taking the Browns.
Here we go. Another MetLife Stadium caused problem.
I just think it was the tough Jets defense.
But yeah, but his head hit the turf, which is where he got the concussion.
Right.
So
Right. That MetLife turf, man. Something about MetLife.
Somebody's changing. They announced they're spending like $1.5 million to change theirs. The Vikings are changing their field.
And it also helps that the Giants and Jets new stadium, field turf,
New turf
has rained literally almost half of the games for both teams every week. It felt like so. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Browns.
I can't trust Case Keenum to against a good defense.
Yeah.
Case. If I told you guys in September
but it's going to be
watching
interesting
a
to
Case
see
Keenum
Joe Flacco
versus
play on
Joe
the
Flacco.
road. It's going to be interesting to see Flacco play on the road because the last 2 games were at home. So
did you guys expect to see a Joe Flacco versus Case Keenum matchup this season?
No, it was not on my bingo card.
Somebody tweeted like the top 5 passers from last week, and it'd be like, if you saw this on week 1, you'd have a seizure because it's like
I saw that. Yeah,
it's like Baker, whatever, Nick Mullins, Flacco. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, bizarro world. Lawrence is still out. That's why the line is still pretty low.
Also not back to practice. I'm still taking them though.
Who's their backup? Beathard.
Yeah, CJ Beathard.
Is he though? Because didn't he get hurt a couple weeks ago too?
I don't remember, but he did
go
come
wrong
in
on
for...
his wrist a couple of weeks ago, and he had a problem. Okay, he is still listed as their backup though, but
well, Trevor played last week, so I don't.
Trevor played last week, and then they said after the game he went into protocol, which I found interesting because then you got to kind of look to find like where did that happen?
Probably
type of thing, I'm gonna go with the Jags. They
need the. I'm going Bucks.
I hate how the Bucks are in the division, in the race for their division.
Yeah, after tonight, they'll need the win, and they looked pretty good. Cardinals cover.
No.
The Bears played with that Cleveland defense last week, which is interesting.
No, I know that, but I still think they're going to cover.
I'm going to take the Bears in this game. This has saving their coach's job written all over it for the rest of the season.
Fair.
And then they'll use the first overall pick and let Fields decide what he wants. Because you may not go, because if they continue to play like this, you're not going to go quarterback next year and bank on, all right, if we're that bad next year, we'll get a quarterback next year.
The question is, what do you get more for, Fields or the pick? And the answer is the pick.
The pick, obviously.
But
I'm sorry, if you can
still get a first for Fields, I think.
Yeah.
You can get a first from like Tampa for Fields. Somebody who's like an on the cusp team.
I think they like Baker.
Well, he's
in
got to get
Tampa.
paid Fields like next year, I think, or 2 years. No, he's got
No,
some.
I think he's got his option year coming up.
Yeah, he's got some time.
He has next year is his last year before the option year.
Okay, so they got to pick it up this offseason.
So ideally, they'd have to pick it up and then try and move him.
Yeah.
Is ideally what they would have to do. Basically, that like between March and the draft, pick it up and like, all right, now
But
that it's picked
then,
up,
I don't know.
you guarantee 2 years. You're locked in on 2 years of him if you give up a first round pick. That's what it basically comes down to.
But if you make the pick, you're probably getting a better quarterback, possibly, and you're getting 4 more years of a cheap quarterback.
Or
Well,
you're
5.
keeping him and you're keeping
Well,
the
it's really
pick.
5 years of a cheap quarterback because the option's relatively cheap.
You're then going to keep him and give him either a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. and say, all right, here's your weapon. Show us what you could do.
I mean,
But then
with
you have to pay him in a year, and then the
Dan-
whole part.
Danny, is there an
plan goes
offensive
to shit.
lineman that can squeak into that pick?
I don't think number one. It's either the guy from Notre Dame or Penn State. Those are the 2 names I've seen.
But not number one. You don't think they'd be?
No, it's
No,
it's
Marvin Harrison or the quarterbacks.
No, it's the quarterback. It's the
Chicago's
quarterback.
pick.
It's the quarterbacks or bust.
Well, if the Bears stay, then
Well, if they move, let's say with Arizona,
I mean, if you're gonna
let's say
get
if they
Caleb,
flip with Arizona and go to 4 to get one of the offensive linemen, but also get basically swap this year and also get next year's first,
right.
then Arizona could take Marvin Harrison Jr. or a quarterback, basically, and the Bears could
I don't
take one
see
of those linemen.
I don't see the Cardinals doing that because they are stuck with Kyler.
yeah, they're stuck with Kyler's money, I think.
Right, which is why you move up to 1 and you take Harrison Jr. and not hope he falls to, let's say, 4.
I mean, I think you're fine with him falling to 4,
Yeah, but if he doesn't,
unless the Bears double. Well, the Bears will have to double dip.
I don't know.
I don't
We
know.
have time to talk about that.
There's plenty of wide receivers. I know Harrison is really good, but there's also other wide receivers that if you're
I just feel
wide
I personally
receiver
just feel like
heavy-
Harrison's that like franchise wide receiver.
I don't know, and I don't disagree, but there's also other guys that are going to be going in the top 10 that you're like, oh, okay.
Well, they're
That's
saying
fine.
this is the year of the receiver.
Any running backs?
Interesting enough, there was a couple I was reading somewhere today. Oh, NFL.com had it interesting that like based on like some analytics, if the Giants and Saquon can't have a pick their contract by then, the Giants could be looking at running backs in the top 10.
In the top 10,
I
Yeah.
would
Joe
love,
Shane. Joe
I would
Shane should
love
get
for
fired.
that to happen.
Joe Shane
That
would
would
be
be
fired on the spot.
Fucking great. It would be hilarious.
There isn't a running back that's like Saquon or Bijan or anybody like
There isn't. I was legitimately asking.
You
I don't know
could
if
say
there is.
Bijan, but you know he doesn't play anyway. So is he really?
that. See, like Arthur Smith's the worst coach in the league. They are so like it may.
I mean, the owner doesn't even know that Joe Horn Jr. was related to
Right.
Joe Horn.
Yeah, well, that's crazy too.
Like, hey, do you know Joe Horn, Mr. Joe Horn Jr.? Do you know Joe Horn?
It didn't say Horn Jr. on his back. It just said Horn. So it's
Yeah,
plausible
but
for
still,
him.
like, if you're the owner in the league, you should at least have an idea of.
Also, when did Joe Horn play for the Falcons?
At the end,
Very
I
end.
didn't remember that.
because it wasn't memorable.
Right. It was one of those. His career was
He helped
over.
Roddy. He helped Roddy White grow into, like he said in the video,
Yeah, I mean,
outside
I
of
saw-
keeping a cell phone underneath the goalpost.
against the Giants.
I mean, Joe Horn was fucking good.
Yeah,
in
for
New
the Saints,
Orleans.
he was
like
awesome.
he was
yeah.
fucking good.
He was the Saints when they were bad.
I'm just looking. He had
Him and Aaron Brooks.
1,300 yards, 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,300 yards.
Yeah, he was nasty. He was a
Yeah.
nasty position.
Well, he had to
with-
go to Aaron Brooks. As
He had
quarterback.
one season in Atlanta in 12 games. That doesn't fucking count.
Yeah, he
Arthur
was
Smith
that.
always- drunk.
He was
off and-
that veteran
Well, this
presence.
is why you
for that
left
one.
Home Depot, Vin. That's how
It-
stupid
yeah,
the owner is.
100% agree. Do you know who their quarterback was? Just give me a guess.
Was that that wasn't the Joey Harrington year, was it?
It was the Joey Harrington year.
Yeah.
Joey fucking Harrington.
Who they brought in to replace Mike Vick for being in jail.
Along with Chris Redmond and Byron Leftwich. I didn't know Byron Leftwich was on the Falcons.
Didn't
The
realize
fuck did that happen?
Vin,
Who
you're
knows?
so mad at Brian Leftwich because of what happened at Marshall. Does it really matter anymore where he played in the pros?
No, I just remember him in Jacksonville. I didn't realize David Garrard kicked his ass out of town so quick. For being honest.
Well, he went to the playoffs that one time, didn't he? Or just missed the playoffs, so
Yeah, they went to the playoffs a couple times. They both went to the playoffs a couple times. Both David Garrard and Byron Leftwich.
this is an interesting matchup this week. Can the Cowboys beat a winning team on the road?
Okay, now
No.
we're changing the criteria. First, it was beat a winning team. They beat the Eagles.
Right.
Now they
Right.
got to beat somebody on the road.
Well, a good team on the road, not the Giants.
The
Have
way
the Dolphins beat anybody?
no,
That's the funny thing that's the best part about this game.
they're
Neither
colliding.
of these teams could be good teams.
No.
But
The Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins could run on the Cowboys though.
I agree, Danny. The Dolphins wins are severely less impressive than the Cowboys wins.
Yeah.
Like,
I said
Well,
Cowboys
the Dolphins
last
beat the
night.
Jets twice, but again, the Cowboys beat us.
I think the
Giants twice.
Cowboys are gonna come back.
I agree. It's the
See,
Jets
the key
twice,
is
the
that the
Commanders,
Cowboys have a statement
Raiders,
win this year.
both Patriot games, the Broncos.
But the
Again,
Dolphins
Oh.
the Dolphins could definitely run down the Cowboys' throats, and I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't disagree.
But if
I'm
Tyreek
taking
isn't
the
gonna
Cowboys.
if Tyreek isn't playing, I'm gonna lean towards the Cowboys.
He
See,
practiced.
the other thing is, again, the Cowboys have that statement win against the Eagles. The Dolphins don't have a statement win.
Correct.
Right. They're just lucky they had a big enough lead in the division this year.
They got a couple statement losses though.
Big time.
Right.
That
Couple more losses, and their
that
final game of the year
Titan-
is going to be.
They
That's-
blew a game to the Titans and they lost to the Chiefs, Eagles,
Eagles,
and
yeah.
Bills. So
That last game of the year is at home against the Bills, by the way.
That's huge.
yeah. And they got the Ravens next week.
But
Yeah,
then again,
we're gonna see what
Buffalo's gonna need that game. So
We are gonna see what the old
Yeah, but that game, if the
Dolphins got.
Dolphins lose this week, next week, and Buffalo wins both those games, that game's for the division.
true.
Because
And it's
they'll
very
both be
possible
10 and
because
6 at that point.
of who they're
Man.
playing. Yeah.
That would be a
Who do the
rough.
Bills play the next 2 weeks? The Bills have the Chargers and the Patriots the next week, while the Dolphins are playing
Yeah,
the
it's
Cowboys and the
multiple.
Ravens. Like
It's very possible that last game of the year is Sunday
That'll
Night
be
Football for the
yeah,
division.
that's
Dolphins.
100% going to be the flex. Because what else are you going to make that week?
the Dolphins choking again. Oh man.
I think you do have to look and see what else is going on.
Well, you would have to think one of the South divisions would have to be
Right, one of the stupid ones.
So those games that week, Cleveland, Cincinnati could be for a playoff spot.
Could be.
You got the NFC North that won't mean anything at that point.
right.
No,
Jacksonville's
we're
playing
playing the Bears,
Tennessee,
so
which-
it's not gonna matter.
Jacksonville's playing Tennessee, and Houston's playing the Colts. So those could become 4:00 games because that way
those
they
will
play all
be-
at the same time.
Right. That'll be the 4 o'clock games of the witch hour, basically the whole game.
Right. Bills, Miami, Jets, Pats. Only one of them mean anything. Raiders, Denver probably won't have much meaning. Denver maybe for a playoff spot.
I'm so
Atlanta's
glad
playing the Saints, could be for the division.
I'm so glad I'm not going to the Giant game that day.
The Saints and are hosting the Falcons that week.
Right.
That could be a division for the division.
I think the Falcons are dead.
I 100% agree with you, but still could be
Yeah.
for the division.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are dead there too. What was the other one that what was the other games? Go away. Seahawks, Cardinals won't mean anything except for maybe the Seahawks seeding or getting in. Chiefs, Chargers, bleh. The Niners could wrap up everything this week, so the game versus the Rams are going to mean nothing. Dallas, Washington is nothing. Carolina, Tampa is nothing, and Pittsburgh, Baltimore is nothing.
Yeah, those
So
three games.
So you're either getting an AFC South Sunday Night Football or you're getting the Dolphins and Bills Sunday Night Football.
And everybody's praying it's the AFC East.
Because of the AFC South being so close with all three teams, I see it's a better chance of being just because it's just those two teams.
Right.
I'm going to take the Dolphins this week just because.
I'll take that. I'll take Dallas.
Broncos.
Yeah.
Broncos because the Patriots are fighting for strength of schedule at this point. So that way, if the Panthers win another game, the Patriots get the first pick.
I want to take the Raiders so badly, but after scoring all those points, they're not going to have scoring anything. So I guess
recovering. I'm calling it recovering. With the way the Eagles have been playing, we're going to cover this week.
Just knowing how much they own us, you're probably. I hope you're right, Steve, but I think the Eagles are going to dog walk us.
And we're breaking records.
We literally can't pick up the most basic stunts against the Saints.
The other thing I'm banking on is that the underdog has won like 7 straight Monday games.
So that means the Raiders would be covering as well.
At night, in the dark. And we're going with in the dark, not daylight.
Oh, you're doing the Ravens. Okay. Yeah, the Ravens are going to keep it close.
I think that this is going to be one of those statement games for the Ravens where they're going to go out to destroy them, which is going to become which is going to be such an entertaining game that's going to be a preview. 46.5 with these two defenses.
I did 42.
Yeah, I did 45.
The Niners put up a lot of points. The Ravens are going to have to match them. I'm going to say 47. They're going to just go over the 46. It's going to be one of those like 24-21 games. That's what I'm seeing. Something like that. And with that being said, everybody enjoy their holiday weekend with your family and friends. Everybody gets what they want. Win lots of money by following our picks because we're so smart at them. And we will see you guys all next week.
So, yep.